Alright, so today we're going to be removing the body off this Club Car Precedent. It's going to be the same for the 04 and up. If you watch my other videos, this is the cart that I've been doing lithium battery conversion on. Obviously did the lift kit on yesterday. So today we're going to be removing the body, which is super simple. Now we're going to remove the top on this cart. Normally you don't have to. You can just remove the 2 bolts in the rear and just let it hang while you're working, and you can usually leave the front bolts on, but this roof's in rough condition, so I'm actually going to remove it. So we're going to get started. So we're going to remove the windshield so we can get the front cowl off, which is super easy. Just got to remove the 2 bolts on each side. You got one over here, one on the other side, and then the sashes just snap off. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that now. All right, now that we got the windshield off, we're actually going to remove the 4 screws holding on the front cowl. They're right in here. You got 1, 2, the other one right there, and the other one on the other corner. Remove this, and this whole plastic piece right here slides forward. Okay, got the 4 screws out, so we just grab this, just slides forward. Now the cowl is supposed to snap in. That's why you see these little tabs right here. This one happens to be sticking out, so it's not actually popped in. So that's why it comes out so easy. So there's the old one. We're gonna be putting on a white one. Now, when you go to put this guy on, you want to make sure these tabs snap in. On the corners, they don't snap, but on the front, they all snap. Okay, now that we have it snapped in, as you can see, you don't see any tabs or it sticking up. We're going to work to get this on. Since this is a brand new cowl, it is going to be a little bit off, so you're going to have to really work to get this to go on all the way to this side. And then once you have it on, you need to move this until the hole lines up with where the screw goes. Now that I got the front piece on, now we're going to put all the 4 screws that we took out, put it right back in, then we're going to get started on the rear body. Okay, now that we got the front cowl on, we're going to get started on the rear. So I'm going to remove this front seat, which is super easy to remove. It just comes off the hinges right there. And then I'm going to have to remove this bucket bed. Now normally you would have a sweater basket back here with your bag hoops. Watch my rear seat video on how to remove that. I go over that in detail, how to get that off. This guy, not really gonna go over how to take it off. It's just unbolting it, and then I'm gonna remove the roof, which gotta take out the 2 bolts in the rear and the 4 in the front, so 2 on each side. Remove that, and then this whole roof comes off. All right, now that we have the cushions off and the bucket bed that was on here, we're gonna remove the 4 screws on. They're in the bag well. You got 1 on each side over there. You have another one right here, then on the same spot, just on the other side. And then once we get those out, then there's 2 screws right there on the other side to get your forward reverse switch off. Since you'll be working on the forward reverse switch, or anytime you're working on a golf cart, just put it in tow. This battery is actually off, so it's basically like it's in tow because it has no power. But if you have lead acid batteries, then you're gonna have voltage, so put her in tow while you work. But let's get started on that. Okay, now that I've got all the screws out, got all 4 out on each side, we just need to get these wires out. Now take a picture of how they go so you know which way they go back onto the forward reverse switch. Now I use the needle nose just to grab it right there, just pull it out, and then I just take the forward reverse assembly and just set it off to the side with my hardware I took out. And then once these are off, then the body's ready to come off. You do have to save these clips to put onto the new body, so you can put your forward reverse switch back on. And to get these clips off, it's pretty simple. You just take a flathead screwdriver, push it right in here, and you start twisting it like that, and you see it moved. Then just use the leverage and just push it forward, and it comes out. Okay, now that I've got all those out, now it's time for the body to come off. You just grab it anywhere, lift it up, and she comes right off. Now it does clip in on the back side, so it can be a little bit trouble to get it off on the back. Now the body's off. Now if you're gonna be running a light kit, you will have to take off this piece down here, which I'll be running a light kit later. And I'll show you how to get that piece off. Okay, so I've just laid the body on here right now, just kind of show you some things. It usually comes a little bit warped. This is thin plastic, so whenever it sits in the box, it can move around and actually give you a little trouble when you're trying to put it on. You're just trying to get it to go through this groove right here, all the way through your rocker panel. And you can pull your rocker panel out. It actually just snaps in. I may have to use 2 hands to get that one to pop out. And then on the front, you'll see little notches for this to go into. So it goes in front of these teeth and right into that notch all the way down. I'm gonna get it installed and I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm still working on the one side. This side right here is a little bit troublesome to get in sometimes. But you just gotta work it into the groove right here and then down here. And then all the rest of this, you can just, you know, pop it in, hit it down. And then once I get this portion in, I normally just go ahead and put this bolt in just to hold it in place. And that way I can go to the front and start working to get all this in place. Okay, got the body on. I'm just gonna walk around real quick, make sure everything's still in place. Still in the groove. Going through the rocker panel, everything is good. So now we just gotta pop in those clips. Now if that's in, I'm gonna go ahead and get my 40mm wired up. All right, now that I got the wires in, you see this little notch right here? It actually goes in right there. Slide it forward. And you just put your hardware in and slap it down. All right, the body is installed. Everything's back in place. Thanks for watching, guys.